in touch like 10 years ago about doing something.
We met at a festival over in the US.
Right.
Santa Cruz.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And we just talked, we said, oh, we should do something. And it was, it's one of those things where always when you meet a soloist, just like, what do we do together? I don't know, a concerto.
Yeah.
Why not?
I absolutely love your music. So I was like, we have to do something. And I really feel like this piece, it's very cool, it's very beautiful with all the lines. It is, of course, also demanding, as it should be.
It's a concerto.
It's a concerto, so it should be. But I feel like you kind of captured me somehow. It feels like it's for me.
That's what I was trying. I mean, I didn't want to write you a sort of militaristic concerto. So I listened to a million of your recordings. So I was like, the heart of it was like to make that delicate central section.
It feels very good. That's very like my, I don't know, some of the favorite things for me to play is just nice long lines and melodies. So it really feels for me.
So when you write a concerto, there's a built-in drama because there's one person and then a bunch of other people. And I was thinking about the history of the trumpet as a military instrument, and then I was like, well, let me go into the Bible, both Old and New Testaments, and think about how this instrument was used. And then think about how it's represented in art. And you see it being played by angels, you see it being played by humans, you see it being played in all these different contexts. And often that's sort of the beginning of time and then the end of the world.
Dramatic instrument, yeah.
But I also feel like sometimes a distant call, a distant piece of trumpet information has more power than something really loud.
Yeah, it's so easy with a trumpet concerto or writing something for the trumpet that it's loud and fast and like very like athletic, acrobatic kind of feeling to it.
I mean, this is acrobatic just in
slow
motion. It's like Buto or something.
Yes, it is acrobatic, absolutely. But it's like it's so like easy to think that the trumpet is only like that. But then in this, you really have the kind of soft, different colors that I can play around with, and that I will like the more I know the piece, because it's really how the piece come to life during a concert, on stage with the musicians, with the audience in the hall. Like,
that the story will make sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world to come like feel the inside of the sound. That makes sense. Not always the soloist. I'm standing there in front, but like having the whole orchestra, like the the strings surrounding you like this, having the conductor that I kind of see there. We have this connection, and I hear. That's one of the most amazing things I think about being in my place. Is just to kind of that my ears have to be here,
right?
And I need to be like, pretending that I'm kind of inside in the middle of the orchestra and just kind of feeling that, I don't know, existing in the landscape that you have made.
It's also, for me, speaking personally, I'm 43 years old. I've been writing music, most of my adult life, and I remember the first time I ever heard. I wrote something for a student orchestra read. I was 15 years old. It was literally like 9 chords. And the first time you hear an orchestra play something that you wrote is the craziest feeling. The craziest feeling. Yeah. And it's so exciting. And I have good news, which is that for me, it has not gotten less exciting. So just
very cool.
First downbeat for me is always like, hey.
How was it for you yesterday when we started?
It was great. It was totally great.
Personally, I mean, whatever you go through in life changes you, not only as a person, but then as a musician.
Yeah, and as a listener.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even if you don't, I think something I always think about when I'm writing is that the people in the hall listening to it all have completely different experiences.
Yeah.
And for some people, music is an escape. For some people, music is a sort of acknowledgement of the beauty of life. For some people, music tears out intense emotions.
Yeah.
And I think especially romantic music, for instance, or music that had, if you think about Mahler, if you think about even Bruckner to a certain extent, or Tchaikovsky, the composers are showing you what to feel in a lot of cases. And I'm a little bit less interested in that and more interested in allowing multiple interpretations.
Feel, yeah.
And I think, my background in sacred music, I think, does that, where you're not taking someone through a narrative all the time, but it's more like, here is an architecture in which various feelings can happen. Which to me, as a concept, is kind of life affirming, because it's not me being like, okay, be sad now, be sad
feel
now.
it, please be sad.
Yes.
No, but I think that's it. It's more like an atmosphere, or like a state of mind somehow. Like you give people the freedom to feel what they feel, and whatever is okay.